welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you stay. So just subscribe and like this video if you do like it. I just want to jump into some of the ways that helped me cope whilst I was studying and working. So this is just going to be some tips how to essentially balance the two. Just to provide a little bit of background. So last year was my first year at a new job, and I had to complete my master's during that phase, and then I also had to start writing my final board exam. And I think I had a lot to deal with. I've mentioned this before, but there was a lot of stress trying to adjust to a new environment, but there was also the pressure of, keeping up with my peers, trying to do really amazing and do well and just give it my all. But then there was also the studying aspect of it. And I remember in January was a very busy time at work, and during that time I had to meet academic deadlines. And guys, it is difficult. And I'll explain some of the tips as to how I was able to do it all, but all I know is I was always feeling overwhelmed. Even now when it came to studying for my board exam, I was also quite overwhelmed because it's like work has these certain expectations of you. Sometimes you'll have to put in additional hours in your own time to get the work done, and your own time is supposed to be used for your studies. So I really struggled with this, I won't lie. The whole of last year I was feeling very overwhelmed, overworked. I felt like I was in autopilot, just trying to get a lot of things done, and I won't lie, it's going to be a difficult year. And I guess the first thing to kind of do is just focus on what your goal is. So I guess for me, the beginning of the year, my goal was to pass my master's and to graduate and just get that chapter done, because I'd invested a lot of time into this goal that I'd set for myself, and it wouldn't make sense that it comes to the end of this journey and now is the time for you to slack. They always say it's about how you finish the race, and I wanted to make sure that I give it my all. And I think that's something very important to remember, is kind of just have a check-in with yourself in terms of, okay, why am I doing this? What is it that I'm trying to achieve from this? And most of the time it is just to better ourselves and obviously become more qualified, learn more, and apply that for our futures. I think for me, that's generally why any person would undertake trying to study during your during work, because it's not a piece of cake. So that going into it, and I think it's important to just keep reminding yourself of, why am I actually doing this? Why am I putting myself through the most? And that just really kept me going. For me, it was writing on little sticky notes, Valencia Hewlett, CASA, or MCOM graduates, or something like that, to kind of just keep me going. And I had to have those check-ins regularly. Another way that kind of helped me do it is I created timetables. So I would know that I have to work between 8 and 4:30, and I had to now see, okay, I need to do certain stuff at home. So I need to cook, I need to clean or whatever. I also wanted to go to the gym, and I also need to study. How am I going to fit this in? And for me, it is timetables. Timetables worked for me when I was a full-time varsity student. So I decided to use the same approach now. And the reason this came about was just because for the first half of the year, I wasn't as focused as I needed to be, and I wrote a June exam and I basically failed it. On the scale of the way they graded you, I basically failed it. And that really rocked my world, because I didn't understand how me, being this person that I am, could fail. And I guess I didn't put in as much effort as I needed to. I wasn't focused, and it was a shock for me. I was really rocked, because I felt like I'm catching up at work, school is going, or studying is not going well, I'm failing, like what is happening with you, Val? And that's when I made the decision that I'm going to make a timetable and put in time every day. So the thing with studying is you can't just, or for me, what didn't work is trying to say, okay, weekends are for studying, because things come up on the weekend. You're still trying to also rest from the week. The weekend isn't really a rest time anymore. Let's be real. So what I did is I had to now block out time every day, an hour or two, and I'll actually show you guys. So this is like something I made for September. I got this from Excel. They have pre-populated templates of every month, so I could only find 2, September and December. And I literally wrote, okay, these are the things I'm going to do. And I think I set my alarm for 7:30, 7 or 7:30, 7:30 to 8:30 or 7:30 to 9:30. That was my studying block. And I had to make sure that every day I stuck to it. That your mind also just gets into this routine that I'm always going to be working. And I think that also helped me because psychologically I felt like, okay, I'm making progress. I can see I'm making the time. Because sometimes you also just feel like you don't know whether you're coming or going. But if you have something like scheduled, it helps you see that I'm actually making progress. And for me, it would help to kind of cross all these things off to see, okay, I've actually done this. And for example, so here on the 22nd, I had an assignment and I wanted to watch the lecture, but there was no time to watch the lecture. So I just moved it to the next day so that I do that. That way I kept track of, okay, I'm not leaving things behind even though I don't do it. And also it kind of helped keep this thing realistic. You can't go put, I'm going to do all my lectures on one day. I'm going to complete an assignment in one day. Half the time that doesn't actually happen. So you need to also make sure that what you're allocating per day is very realistic. And then, yeah, highly recommend this. Just get this off of Excel. I literally just typed in calendar template in Excel, printed it, and made this. And that kind of also helped to keep me accountable and make sure I'm seeing real progress. Really, I'm a fan of just doing things daily versus waiting for the weekend. And also in the way that I structured it, it also made sure that I still got enough sleep. Because I'm a fan of sleeping, yes. But you actually, guys, you need your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know it seems like a luxury, especially when you're studying. Oh, these birds, always. I know it seems like a luxury when you are studying, but it really enhances your brain functionality. I've tried. There's some days I've worked until so late and I can see the next day I am struggling. And once I made the conscious decision, no, Val, sleep at 10 or sleep at 11, get a decent amount of sleep, then I was actually able to function quite well the next day. And the thing is, your brain also needs time to process what you're studying, and that usually happens when you sleep. So please just make sure you're focusing on sleep. I guess another tip, so apart from just taking care of the mental space, in terms of how you're thinking and focusing on the goal, apart from making time every day, even if it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, you also just don't want to overdo it because you have also worked a full 8, 9, however many hour day. But just make sure you make the time. Another thing, and this is something that is very difficult to see that it's something that you actually need, is to incorporate balance. So yes, so for me, I'm speaking from my experience only. I'm not like registered or anything, purely my experience. From working 8 hours a day, having to study an additional 2 hours a day, that's 10 hours of your brain having to function. And then it's 7, 8 hours of sleep. So that takes us to 17, 18 hours. There's not much time in the day to do other stuff. And that is difficult. If you can exercise, if you can run, please try and do that, because you can't always just be like your brain. I don't think your brain can physically focus for so long continuously. I mean, there was no way. I think during that time I tried to keep running. Either I run in the morning or run in the afternoon, or go to gym. And this exercise doesn't need to be an hour, 2 hours. It can literally be 30 minutes. 30 minutes is actually like a prescribed minimum to help keep you going and to help you be healthy. So you can even go on YouTube. There's home workouts. There's so many different platforms that you can actually use to help keep you moving and keep you it really psychologically, guys, this brain is so powerful. But exercising, I think, also releases endorphins, and I think it will also be a positive factor in this whole cycle, because you're not letting your body go. You are taking care of your body. You are resting. You are working when you need to. I think during this time, you really need to have a plan for yourself. And for me, I'm a fan of routine, and having the routine made me feel like I've got my life on track. I remember after a month of following my program, I really felt like, okay, Val, it is possible. You can do this. And I wrote the exam in June, failed it, and I think the final exam was September, not final, but a qualifying exam was in September. And I actually passed that, and I was shocked. But I do think that the things that contributed to that is just having a balance and remaining focused, and understand that it's not going to be like this forever. For me, it was, okay, the next 6 months I need to do this and I need to give it my all, because I don't have the time. I don't think I have the capacity to try and do this again. So I wanted to give it my all and get it done right the first time. So in my opinion, I do think that by balancing everything, taking care of yourself, your well-being, making a timetable, getting into a routine, and constantly reminding yourself, okay, why am I doing this? What am I trying to achieve? And I promise you, there's only good that is going to come out of achieving, studying and passing. There's no way that you will study and pass and then, things just don't go well, like at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not going to say it's immediate, because we all know life is shoo-shoo. And I'm actually experiencing this now, but I'll speak about that in another video. But so whilst I was actually doing my editing, whilst I was doing the editing of my video, I realized that I forgot an important tip that I wanted to tell you guys. So this is going to be like a quick extract in the actual video. But it's also important to kind of just set boundaries with your employer or those above you, with your friends, with your partners. And this is obviously easier said than done. And when I say set boundaries, I mean they also need to know that you might not be available after hours because you have to fit in your studies and prioritize that. Your friends need to understand you're not always going to be as available to them, because your main focus right now does need to be your studies. And trust me, this is a very difficult conversation to have. I even struggle being on the receiving end of that, when my partner needs to study and I need to, just understand that and give them the time to obviously focus. And hopefully your friends, your family would understand that this is something that is important to you, and just understand that you need to focus and give this your all right now. Doesn't mean you love them or care for them any less. It's just that this is what needs to happen. And hopefully if they understand that, and that they will actually support you and give you the space and the time and not be as demanding of you. In terms of your employer and stuff, what I mean with that is it's very difficult. I mean, sometimes there are overtime periods that you have to work, and somehow you need to work around that, navigating that. I don't know if there's a hard and fast rule to be able to do that, but I think if you know, like, you will have, I'm pretty sure you will know beforehand when your test is and when you have an exam, so you can communicate before then that, look, I might need the week off, I might need a few days off because I'm going to have to write my exam and I'd like to take the time to do that. And if you communicate it early enough, then they can accommodate you and make plans to account for the fact that you won't be available. This is obviously this is advice. It might not work. It might be a different circumstance that you're dealing with, but I think trying to have upfront conversations can at least alleviate some kind of pressure when it comes to you now having to take time off work and not be available for work. Because unfortunately, like I said, you guys want to prioritize this, you want to pass, you want to give this your all, and it means having those difficult conversations. And those things are awkward, but it needs to be done if you want to kind of set the record straight for yourself so that you can focus and really give it your all. Please understand that, this is easier said than done. You won't always have people that are understanding, but hopefully if you just have an honest conversation, then it'll work out. In my opinion, those are some of my top tips to help get through the struggle. And I really hope that this actually helps you get some structure. And if it is too late, let's say you're writing in the next week or two, that is fine. Try implement what you can. But for the next time, try and get into a routine of balance. Try and remind yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And I do think that it's going to work out for you. It's very important during the stress that comes with working and studying that you just remember that you are fully capable of what you're trying to achieve. There's nothing that you cannot do. There's no way you are designed to fail. You are worthy of greatness. You can achieve greatness, and it's coming for you. And I think it's in The Alchemist where it says, you know, sometimes the universe tries to test you in terms of seeing how bad you actually want it, which is not it. I mean, it sucks because sometimes you want it really bad, but if you want it really bad, you need to do whatever it takes. And doing whatever it takes means working hard, keeping focused, and eventually achieving it and getting the success. I really hope that this helps you guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm happy to make another video for any specific questions that you have. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you like this video. Subscribe, share this video if you haven't already, like as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.